In the past few years, we've had 4 Star Wars live-action Disney Plus shows. Beginning with The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, we then teamed up with Legends, Boba Fett and Kenobi, before taking a slower pace with Andor, and just recently experiencing The Mandalorian Season 3. I've enjoyed all of these shows to some extent, but in this video I'm going to be ranking all of these seasons from the worst to the best. Beginning with the Book of Boba Fett. This show had a really fun premise, but it was structured very strangely, having a mix of scenes both in the present and in flashbacks. It was cool to see characters like Black Krrsantan and Cad Bane make their live-action debuts, but overall the story felt really lackluster to me, as well as the show being Mandalorian hijacked midway through. It felt like the writers just lost interest in their own show. And before you lose interest, don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free and helps me out a lot in my goal of 50 subscribers. Next up is Kenobi. This might be a strange pick, but honestly this show didn't really do it for me. Seeing young Leia was cool, but I don't think the series was really necessary and didn't add a whole lot to Star Wars overall. The flashback scenes were great. Seeing Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen again was just awesome. The finale was certainly a blast, but seeing Leia get rescued for what felt like 6 times became a little repetitive, and Reva was not the greatest villain. The Mandalorian Season 3 is easily the weakest of the series, but I still had a good time with it. Seeing a focus on Bo-Katan was awesome. She's definitely become one of my favorite characters, but I definitely felt like Din and Grogu were a little lost and put to the sidelines this season. Mandalorian Season 1, however, was really fun and a great introduction to this new time period in Star Wars. It had a solid plot with some unique concepts and structures for Star Wars, and I do have to give it some grace for being the first live-action Star Wars series. It also created Grogu, which I know we are all very thankful for, and other characters like Mando, Greef Karga, and Moff Gideon all really added to this season. Just short of first is The Mandalorian Season 2. For me, this season took everything I loved about Season 1 and just cranked it up a notch. It had a clear through line and plot, and while definitely very fan servicey, all those cameos were certainly glorious. I almost lost it when I saw Bo-Katan fly in Episode 3, as well as seeing Ahsoka in her live-action debut was just awesome. But in first place is Andor. Andor solos almost anything for me. This show was a different pace for Star Wars, and it really used the TV medium properly. The slow burn storytelling was beautiful, and it let us learn so much about its characters, no matter how minor they may be. The high storyline was perfectly crafted, showing a ragtag bunch attack the overwhelming Empire, as well as explore some really new concepts and character moments we'd never seen in Star Wars before. Also, the prison break sequence was just breathtaking. What's your ranking of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows so far? Let me know down in the comments. If you went on to enjoy this video, please feel free to subscribe. It's totally free and helps the channel out a lot.